Hello. I've noticed everywhere I go, I'm surrounded by explanations. Things like, eating dark chocolate is amazing because cocoa has serotonin and tryptophan, which increases your serotonin level, which helps you get rid of depression. Okay, but do you know anyone on this planet who used to take, let's say, antidepressants and then switched to chocolate and became healthy and happy? I don't know anyone like that. But I know what I have observed on myself. My mood was about average when I started eating cocoa beans without any sweeteners, just the way they say you should eat it. And after about 2 weeks, I started getting palpitations, while my mood switched from average to being scared and worried for my own health, and not at all extremely happy and full of joy as they suggested. What I'm saying is that explanation presenting logic as to why you should experiment something on yourself and not telling you what other people already experimented on them should not be taken into consideration. It's just like saying water has hydrogen and oxygen. People breathe oxygen, and therefore everybody should be able to breathe underwater. It sounds like an invitation, doesn't it? But we all know it is not true. The only kind of information worth being taken into consideration should be an observation. Something like, for example, my stomach used to hurt after each meal, and then I started eating once a day to give my stomach time to heal, and now it doesn't hurt anymore. It is also inviting you to try it, but now it's inviting you to try something that someone else tried before you. So you have a person to observe and notice what they do and how they do it in order to know what you should do, so that you're not experimenting with your life. There's a famous lady who wrote a book and talks about how to slow down aging process. She admits that she eats once a day, but she says that is not significant. The significant part, she says, is that she drinks a cup of green tea because green tea is full of antioxidants, and she also consumes supplements of broccoli sprouts and hyaluronic acid, which she happens to sell them. But the important part, however, is that she mentioned how a few years ago she noticed she looked older and had uglier skin than her mom did at that age. But about 1.5 years ago, she started eating once a day, and now people say her skin looks perfect, so she got the impression she's getting younger. Then there's this guy who's a vegetarian, and while being a vegetarian, he had an inflammation on his spine, which is why his back was hurting, and he made a video on how he did not eat anything for a week, and his inflammation disappeared, and his back healed completely. But the reason I personally became a vegetarian a few years ago was because I was manipulated into believing my body can heal itself when I'm on a vegetarian diet. But why didn't this guy's back heal itself on that vegetarian diet? I just gave you 3 examples. All you have to do when you hear a message is to look for the part where a person mentions how they were before, then what they did, and how they are now. The lady was old and ugly, and then she ate once a day for 1.5 years, and now she thinks she's younger and prettier. The guy had a back pain, then he took a break from food for 7 days, and now his back is in perfect condition. He actually said his back felt perfect after 3 days, but he went on for 7 days anyway. In both cases, both people admitted their body healed when they did not feed it, not when they were eating broccoli or nuts or cocoa beans. So, as a conclusion, I recommend you to take into consideration only observations that people present to you, but to think of your own explanation and your own conclusion. And as a different story, yes, I also eat once a day and I feel better and better ever since I started doing so, which is why I highly recommend everyone to do the same. And that was it for today. Thank you.